If you're an educator, parent, or a business owner and you wish to help your student, child, or employee respectively bring out their best, then this tiny episode is for you. Hey, this is Madhav. Welcome to the episode 4 of Bunk, which was previously known as Podbook. I like the name Bunk more since this one is my solo podcast. There are 3 more episodes under the name Podbook, and you can find them on SoundCloud. The link is in bio. In this episode, I'll talk about why you need to shift from feedback to Feedforward, which is a way more powerful tool. We all are already aware that giving a feedback means to communicate the analysis of a past event and how it has impacted the present. But there are some loopholes that are associated with it, and that is where Feedforward walks in. So to understand it better, let us take an example. Suppose you observe that Ankur, who's one of your students or who's a child if you're a parent, Ankur is not practicing math in the required amount from a couple of days, and you're worried about its impact. Now, first of all, let's take a situation where you're providing a feedback. How you can go is, listen Ankur, I've noticed you are not making time for your math practice. You should start working on it immediately, else you won't be able to do well. Your message has been conveyed to Ankur, but what are the problems in this message? The first problem is, since you've already imposed your opinion and you've also directed Ankur on what to do next, there is no room for self-analysis for Ankur. The second problem here is that you are unaware of what Ankur's state of mind is. There might be a reason why he hasn't been doing math for a couple of days. And the third problem that may also arise is linked to the second one, that since you are unaware of Ankur's state of mind, it may also hurt his ego. Now, let us take a situation where you're providing a feed forward instead of a feedback. Now, in this case, you ask some questions which are known as lead questions. There are 2 motives behind lead questions. The first motive is to make Ankur ponder. Let him think that whether what you're saying is correct or not, or where there is something that needs to be added to or subtracted from it. And the second motive is that if Ankur identifies the existence of a problem, he must be able to think ahead. Now, how are you going to go about it when you are providing a feed forward? Let's imagine now. Hey Ankur, I've noticed you haven't been practicing math lately. I wonder if everything is going well with you. I'm curious to know about your plan to make sure you do well in your exam. Now let us understand why this approach is a better approach than the first one. Now the first point is that you have conveyed your opinion and you have not imposed it on Ankur. So that really leaves room for introspection for him. So he tries to think about whether what you're saying is actually true or not. If it's not true, he might come up with an argument, but in a healthy way. And if it is true at all, he would identify that there is a problem. The second point is that since you have said that I wonder if everything is going well with you, you have shown respect for his emotions. So even if his state of mind is not right at the moment, he will still listen to you and he will still talk to you. So there is no ego that is being hurt. And now the third point. Since you have asked about his plan to tackle this problem, you have pushed him towards a progressive mindset. Plus, he begins to think about the next steps that he can take. Now, if you combine these 3 things, it will have a very positive impact. First of all, it will help you build a better rapport with him. And the second impact is that he will have a higher inclination towards the task at hand. Now, you can have a similar run with an employee if you're an employer or a business owner or an entrepreneur. But the whole point of this feed forward is that you try to push your subordinate or your associate towards planning instead of dwelling. In feedback, since you are explaining a previous event and its impact on the present, there is more of dwelling rather than planning. Another thing that Feedforward does for you is that it builds room for empathy. Since you focus more on understanding the people around you better, in return you are understood better by them. So it serves the whole understand before being understood thing. If this episode has brought you any little value, hit the like button. Share this episode with someone who needs to listen to this. And if you wish to regularly enjoy the Afterclass, which is the guest podcast that I run, simply subscribe to my YouTube channel. The link is in bio. Thank you so much for listening till the end. You're awesome. Have a good time.